Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk with you a little bit about aquarium heaters, do a little bit of a review, give you my take on some of the heaters that I've tried down here in the fish room. Now I haven't tried every single brand or type of heater that's out there. Of course there are many to choose from, but in front of me here I have kind of three very popular, common and easy to find heaters within our hobby. So I thought I would do kind of a little review and give you guys my take on all three. So we kind of have a budget-minded, kind of a mid-range heater and a more expensive heater. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Just a little review, and just wanted to make this video for anyone out there who's maybe new in the hobby and unsure of what heater is better and kind of how to get the best bang for your dollar. So let's start, and we're going to start here on the end, and we'll talk about our budget heater, and that's the Topfin heater. Alright, so let's talk about Topfin heaters. Now these heaters are relatively inexpensive. You can find them at PetSmart, and quite often they'll be on sale. So I do like the overall design of these heaters. I like the fact that they have these large rubber bumpers that kind of help to protect the glass a little bit. The heaters come with nice large suction cups that work quite well. The heater is also very easy to set. You just rotate the dial at the top here, and it has this little red indicator that slides up and down and lets you know what temperature your heater is set at. So other than that, it's really hard to recommend these heaters. I have had a few problems. So I've had two of these heaters now down here in the fish room, and on both models I've got some condensation inside the glass, so not really liking that. The first one that I had, it was my fault. I was doing a water change. As the tank was draining down, I had forgotten to unplug the heater, and in the tank I heard some sizzling noises kind of coming from the heater. By the time I ran around to the back to unplug it, finished my water change, plugged the heater back in, it was toast. I had fried the heater. So one thing I want to point out with this model is you can't leave it out of water plugged in for any amount of time. It's not forgiving at all. It will almost instantly burn out. The other problem that I had with these heaters, which is actually this particular one right here, after about 2 months, the heater just stopped working. Wouldn't heat the water, so obviously the heating element is gone in it, or something's wrong. So durability wise, you know, I can't really recommend this one. My advice would be to spend a few extra dollars and either pick up the Eheim or the Aqua Pro that we're going to talk about here in a second. And it's really unfortunate because, you know, this is quite a popular and easy to find heater, and it is relatively cheap. So it is unfortunate that, you know, to have those kind of problems with them. Over the course of less than a year, I could have spent a little bit more money and probably been happier with one of these two heaters. So that's my experience and my take on the Topfin heater from PetSmart. So let's move on, and we'll talk about kind of our mid-range heater, and that's the Eheim Jager. So the Eheim Jager is kind of a mid-range heater, I guess. I've used them down here in the fish room for quite a number of years, and I also know a few stores and a few hobbyists that have quite a large amount of tanks, and that's what they always run. They're always running Eheim Jagers in their tanks. So these heaters have been around, you know, they've been kind of tried and tested. I have had a few problems with them, and I'll tell you about that in a sec. You know, a couple things I don't like about these heaters. I don't like, and many people will agree with me, they kind of have a finicky way to calibrate and set the heat or set the temperature on these heaters. So that can kind of be a little bit annoying for people, I guess, when they've first set them up, or, you know, if you've never seen that before in one of these heaters. The other thing I don't like about them The suction cups that come with Eheim heaters, after 7 or 8 months or so in your tank, the heaters become very hard and they lose their suction, or excuse me, the suction cups become very hard. They lose their suction, so they don't stick to the side of the tank anymore. There is a little bit of a fix for it. You can take these off, kind of boil them in a little cup of water, get them hot, and they become soft again, and you can use them again that way. But something that's kind of a little bit annoying about these heaters, I guess you would say. And overall, in my experience, I have had a couple of these heaters burn out after about 3 years, and I've had warranty on these heaters. The ones that burnt out, they were good for 3 years, and about 3 years and 1 or 2 months, the heater was toast. It would just stop heating the tank. And I also had one that wouldn't shut off, and it was heating the water up to over 82 degrees, and so it was obviously a problem with that one as well. So durability wise, I have had a few issues with these. Most of them that I've had have been pretty good, but definitely, there are certain little issues and certain little finicky things, I guess I would say, about the Eheims that kind of make going to the Aqueon Pro my #1 choice. There's just some great things that I really like about this heater over the Eheims, and we're going to talk about that next. But overall, if you have the extra money to spend over the Topfin, definitely go for the Eheim. It's more solid, I guess, overall, and not a bad choice for a heater. So now we'll move on, and we're going to talk about my recommended choice and what I have down here in most of my tanks right now, the Aqueon Pro. So the Aqueon Pro is, a great heater. It's definitely my favorite heater, my heater of choice right now. Some of the things that I love about it are, now this might just be a little bit of a nitpick and not something that everybody out there will think is great, but I love the fact that they are black. All of my tanks have painted backgrounds. They're all painted black, so these heaters look, they blend in a little bit more with the background in the tanks, and just look kind of nice and neat and tidy. Another great thing about them is they're plastic. So these two heaters here are a glass design, and of course you're always going to you're always going to have to be careful when you're handling these heaters that you're not banging them off of anything that could damage the glass, of course. So another great thing about this heater is it has this little light here, and once the heater is plugged in, it's always on. It'll either show you a red light when the heater is heating the water, and once the water has reached the desired temperature, the light will turn green. So you always know that this heater is on, that it's plugged in, and it's just kind of a nice little feature to have. I know with these other two models here, it only shows you a light when the heater is heating the water. But sometimes when we're doing tanks and we're doing different things, we may forget to plug our heaters in, things like that. So it's nice that this one always has a light to kind of show you what the heater is doing. I definitely like that. This one's also very easy to set the temperature, just like on the Topfin model. You just rotate the dial at the top here to your desired temperature, and you're done. So this heater also has one added feature that the other two don't have, and it has a little bit of protection if the heater is taken out of water, or let's say you're doing a water change and forget to unplug it. This heater will automatically shut off when it detects that it's out of water. So that's a fantastic feature to have. It's something that these ones don't have, although I must say that the Eheim is a little bit more forgiving than the Topfin, whereas the Topfin, as soon as it's kind of out of water, it's immediately toast. The Eheim is a little bit more forgiving. You have a little bit of time before it kind of starts to heat up on you. But again, it's just a great feature, and something else that I love about this heater. But what really makes this heater a great buy, in my opinion, now it is a fair amount more expensive than the Eheim, and excuse me, the Eheim and the Topfin, but it also comes with an excellent warranty. So this heater comes with an, I believe it's a limited lifetime warranty. So if you have any issues with your heater, it stops working, you can contact the company and send it back, and they will send you a replacement. Now, I've never tested this myself. I have recently had one of these heaters fail, and I've yet to send it away, so that might be something for another video, but I know somebody who has had a heater that failed and sent it away, and the company did send them back a brand new unit. So for that little bit of extra money, you're kind of getting that peace of mind, and I kind of guarantee that if you take care of this, if something happens to it that's, you know, part of how it's manufactured, you know, you're covered. You're going to get a replacement unit, whereas these ones here, of course, you're going to have to go out and buy a new one. So all of those things. Oh, and it also has two nice little suction cups, and again, they work great. You know, no issues with that. They retain their suction very well, and you know, very simple, easy to use. So all in all, ever since I've started to use these heaters on my tanks, absolutely love them. I think they're great heaters. And now these are my top choice, and these are definitely what I recommend for anybody out there who's looking for a good quality heater for your aquarium. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think that's going to kind of wrap it up. Hope you'll click like if you like the video. Hit subscribe to see more content like this and follow along. And of course, leave me a comment. Let me know how you like the review, and let me know maybe what heaters you guys are running in your tanks, or maybe what you guys recommend for other people. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching, and we'll see you again soon.